Jem wakes up again. She's in the same yurt tent thing. She sits up and sees that her wounds have been healing nicely. She's covered this time. And she can feel, she doesn't feel lightheaded anymore. A slight trace of green showing on her veins. So she knows the poison's still somewhat in her system, but its effects have long since worn off. And she goes to grab her cloak, but then looks over on to the other side of the tent, and there sits an old man with worn, leathery, ebony skin. And he smiles a very big, warm smile. Ah. You are awake. Welcome. Welcome to the land of the living. Okay. My name is Kenneth. I'm the Lone Dice Guy. Thank you so much for tuning in to my solo 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons adventure as Jem Lovec, one of Ming Zhao's companions. So, Jem has kind of gone through a little dream vision thing, whatever that was induced by the poison from the desert spiders. She's woken up now in some kind of tent. What that means is that Jem's now kind of in the real world, but we don't know how much time has passed. So out of curiosity, I'm going to roll a d12 to see how much time has passed in weeks. Whoa, 6 weeks. So Jem has been on the mend from that last battle for 6 weeks, a month and a half. Jeez, that's half the time that her and Ming had said they were going to go their separate ways until they meet again. So wow, yikes, that's been a long time. But anyway, so she sits up, puts her her cloak around her, and again, the old man said that. He says, "You are finally awake. Welcome to the land of the living." Thank you. I'm sorry, I do not know your name. I am Jem Lovec of the Desert Hunters. Ooh. His eyes light up when he hears this. I am Amadi, and you are in my village. Your village? I arrived at the desert village. I'm sorry, my head is quite fuzzy. I don't feel like I understand what has been happening the last couple of days. Couple days? No, young woman. You have been asleep for many, many weeks. 6 since you have come to my village. 6 weeks? I've been asleep for 6 whole weeks. Yes. You suffered a very terrible wound from the spider. My medicine men and shaman put you together as best as they could. I think they have done a very good job, and you should thank them for saving your life. Of course. So, we're not in the hunter's village, we're in your village. Sort of. What do you mean? I think it is best for you to see with your own eyes. I will leave to let you get dressed. But please, it is not going to be what you think it is. I think at this point Jem's a little more than a little concerned. But still, he gets up, like he slowly creaks himself up, and he haunches his way out of the tent, and Jem gets dressed. All of her stuff is here, nothing's missing. She double checks it, all the right bows and arrows and her quiver is still there. All of it's still there. And so she stands up, stretches, and she can feel the atrophy on her muscles. Like she feels weaker, but she stretches once or twice and does all that motion. And after maybe 3 or 4 minutes, steps out into the sun and, blinds her for a moment. And as her eyes adjust, she sees buildings in front of her, and then buildings that she recognizes. It's her village. Her village. But It's full of people. These people look to be a desert nomadic people that have inhabited the village and no longer become nomadic. The old man, who's identified himself as Ahmadi, nods and motions with his hand and says, "This is Ahmadi's village. What do you think?" This is not your village. This is my village. It belongs to my family, to my clan. Maybe at one time, but it was us who redug the wells and recultivated the fields. It is us who dug the houses out from the desert sands. It is us who found the village in disarray and brought it back to life. By all rights, it is our village now. It is Ahmadi's village. Jem really can't argue with that. Okay, fine. Will you show me around? Of course. So he's super excited. This is like their first visitor probably ever since they came to the village. So everything still pretty much looks the same. The armory is still the armory. The blacksmith is still the blacksmith. Because, why would they change the buildings and the use they had before, right? But as she goes around, she notices all the people in this village have dark ebony skin like Ahmadi. Unlike her clan, which were tanned and olive and tan skin, but nowhere near as dark and ebony as these people. And there's mainly humans, maybe a couple, maybe occasionally you'll see a dwarf, or occasionally you'll see an elf or half elf like Jem, but mainly humans. This is Ahmadi's village. We have taken it over from whoever owned it before. It sounds like your family. Yes, you have. Her eyes get big from it. Wait. There is one house I just want to see. It's on the end of town. Of course. Let us go there. And so they walk, and eventually Jem gets to what used to be her family's home. And she notices it's not touched. No one's there. Why are all the other houses inhabited but this one? Ahmadi stops and pauses for a moment. My shaman and spiritualist tell me to not touch that home. They sense that its owner is still alive, and more importantly, that a dark presence resides over the building. None of our people are brave enough to go inside, let alone touch the building. We dug it out of the sand, but left it alone. That is my home. It is yours. Yes, it is. Then we will not touch it. You can have it. We have nothing to do with it. I understand. No one has gone inside. Not a soul. We are all too afraid. Okay. Thank you. Please explore to your heart's content. But when you are done, come to the center of the village and talk to me again. I believe we have much to discuss. I think so too. I didn't get a chance to say it, but thank you for mending my wounds and for allowing me to rest in the 6 weeks I've been here. I'm sure that it was not easy to care for me. Do not thank me, thank my medicine men. You will get a chance when you see me in the center of the village. Of course. Thank you, Ahmadi. Of course, Jem. And he walks off. So I think that Jem is going to want to explore home. But my question for the fate chart is it exactly like she left it? I don't know. We're at Chaos Rank 5. We'll just start fresh. Chaos Rank 5. I don't know. 50-50. 81 is... No, it is not like what it was before. Okay, well then how did it change? Ooh, did Ginny come by? I think she did. I think it's very likely. That's a 73. That's a yes. So Ginny did come by. Jim doesn't know this, of course. And so if Ginny came by, she's going to gather all of her things, some of her things that she needs to live off of, maybe some keepsakes from her family. Yes. So Jem walks in, and she immediately notices that the house isn't torn apart. There's sand. I think there's the ground is covered in sand, of course, because sand got into the building, and they cleared out the outside but not the inside. And so she's walking through and notices that a couple family portraits are missing. She notices that definitely some books and kind of family genealogy is missing. Things that would identify her family, right? She goes up to her room. It's the same as it was before. Again, sand everywhere. Definitely in the bed and everything. It's gross. It's the years of wear, right? The years of not taking care of it, right? Neglect. The years of neglect showing. But then she goes to Ginny's room, and inside she sees that it's been cleared out. A lot of Ginny's stuff is missing. And she knows Ginny's been by. Ginny's been here. And she feels anger well up inside of her. The remembering that her little sister, she knew her little sister had been here, had done what she'd done, and was doing it again out there to someone else. She's a renewed sense of purpose and a renewed sense of why she came here, to go to those ruins and to see if she could find anything about this weird person that she now remembers, Keimer. Who is that? She needs to learn more. So she steels herself, walks back out down into the city, and goes to the center of town. She wants to meet with Amadi again, and she wants to thank the people properly. And so she goes to the center of town, and actually at the center of town, I think a bunch of the people have gathered. The talk of the visitor and being in bed for 6 weeks. I mean, now suddenly waking up. This is going to be the news of the week, maybe even the month of the year, right? The desert in the middle of nowhere. They're going to not hear a lot of the outside world. So Jem comes in, and the kids are running around. They're looking at her, staring at her, picking their nose and staring at them. Everyone looks at her with wide eyes. Anyone who's traveled to places like India and Taiwan and Japan and East Asia, in the middle of nowhere China, you know what I'm talking about. Where the locals look at you with wide eyes and they stare. So, very same thing is happening here. And so she gets to the center of town and notices that people are staring at her. But in the middle, Amadi is sitting along with two older men that Jem saw before and one younger man next to Amadi that she also saw before. And they kind of, Amadi motions to a seat in front of them. So she comes and sits down. Now, I haven't yet rolled chaos for the scene. I should do that. I wanted to wait until an opportune moment, honestly, but I think this is the perfect time. So our chaos rank is 5. We have a D10. If it gets 6 or more, we're good. 5 or less, something bad happens. Here we go. 7, we're good. All right. So the scene setup is this. Jem has woken up, and now she is sitting in front of the leader of the people who have taken over her village and her family's absence. And she sits, as tall as she can. She still feels sore from all over, so she's trying her best, but she wants to be strong, and then she has a name to uphold. Amadi starts. Jem, welcome to Amadi's village. I am Amadi. This, he puts his hand on the young man next to him, is my son, Amado. This, puts his hand on the older man left to him, is my father, Amada. And that is my uncle. We are the elders of this village. It is our village. Jem nods, but wants to protest, but nods. And he says something in some strange language. I don't think Jem's gonna know it. And it's basically he's just repeating what he just said so everybody understands nearby. And then he says to Jem, Our people do not like to steal from others. You are still alive, which means your claim under the village may be legitimate, and we do not want to anger you or your ancestors. Yes, this is my home. That I am sure of. But you did rescue this place and return it back to a working village that is not to be ignored. I agree. So, in our culture, in our people's history, whenever two people cannot come to an agreement, something must be done. What are we not agreeing on? Who will own the village? Amadi or Jem? Oh, actually, a question. Will Jem want to own this? I think it's unlikely. Will Jem want to maintain her family's claim on the village? 55. Oh, it's a random event. Great. And it's a no. So, no, she doesn't want to lay claim to her family's, to the village. She just doesn't care. But I rolled 55, so it's a random event. Okay. But yeah, she does not want to lay claim to the village at all. She didn't come home for that. So, let's roll a random event. Okay, 63 is PC negative. Great. And our event meaning action, 65 is attach. And our event meaning subject, 39, news. Attach, news. It's a PC negative, attach, news. So Jem is there. She doesn't want to lay claim to her family's to the village. She just came to look at the ruins and get out. But I think she kind of wants to maybe maintain her family's home, like the actual house. But attached news, I know exactly what happens. So in the process of them talking, Jem says, "No, I don't want to lay claim to the village. The truth is that this place is full of wonderful, amazing memories for me. My childhood here was excellent, but it's also the site of a terrible moment of my history. I lost my entire family here, and I saw my father die right before my eyes. I don't want to lay claim to this village. All I ask is that my home be maintained, so that I may return to it one day." I think Amadi strokes his beard. That I cannot do. But I need to know. Why do you not want your village? Is it just because of your bad memories? Or is there something else you have come back for? Attach news. She's going to tell why she came back. There are ruins somewhere to the north of my village. Strange ruins with an inner chamber. I've been there before, and I need to go there once more. If it's a PC negative, I'm not going to roll for this. I'm just going to assume. I think that the people of this village know exactly what Jim's talking about, and they're totally against her going. Like, when she says that, and, like, it's translated to everybody, maybe by, like, either Amadi or his son, there's a murmur around in the village. Like, they're maybe even a couple of people are like, gasping. They don't think this is a good idea. Amadi holds his hand up to calm the crowd, and they quiet down. You cannot go there. I expressly forbid it. Excuse me, I don't understand why. Why cannot I go there? And who are you to forbid me to do anything? I am the man that saved your life, and you will not endanger the lives of me and my people. Hold on. I do not understand. What are you? They're just ruins. There's nothing there. There is something there. And he motions forward, and I think at this point, like a shaman's gonna come forward. He's got, different bone fragments in a necklace. Maybe he's got a headdress made of various feathers and other things from local desert animal birds. And he's definitely got pauldrons made of like large bones, and he walks forward the staff made of some dead wood. Shh. This is our head village spiritualist. He will tell you the truth of why you cannot go there. And he motions to him, and he says, "Young one, why do you seek to go there? There is nothing for you or anyone else worth finding in that place." You misunderstand, sir. There's information I need. Something happened to my family, and those ruins are connected. I must go. You will die. That is my decision. But you might activate whatever curse lives in that place. Curse? I've been there before. There's no curse. Whenever she says, "I've been there before," it's a hush. You have stepped foot in the ruins. Yes, I have. I've been there before once. I think he's going to walk up and kind of get really close to her and look her in the eye and kind of turn like this and like this. Let me see you. I think he's gonna roll something real quick. 13. So 15. Alright. Jem's gonna make a wisdom save. Wisdom +2. Target's 15. 12. She fails it. So so when she's looking into his eyes, she feels like almost like a soft tap on her temples. And she immediately recognizes someone's looking into her mind. She doesn't like it immediately. And she leans back, trying to resist, but eventually her defenses are broken down. And she kind of feels her mind go fuzzy for a second. And then she sees these memories that he's looking through. And he sees the stone, Keimer, what he is before, Jenny, his Ming. He sees everything her whole life. Up several years, and eventually she pulls back, reaches up and pushes him back, and he takes a step back, and what was that? Why were you in my mind? And he goes, you have suffered so much. Yes, I have. Do not go probing into my mind. I am sorry. I had to see if you are cursed. And am I? Is she? I have no idea. 50-50. Is Jem cursed? This is the news that's being attached to Jem, so we'll see. It's a PC negative, so I think it's very likely that she is cursed. Hey, PC negative. 43 is a yes. So he looks very solemn for a second. You are. And I think when he says that, no translation is necessary. The whole crowd goes, and everybody takes like a full step back. Even Amadi and they lean back out of almost like fear of Jem. What? I am not cursed. I've never. How could you say that? I'm not cursed. I'm not cursed. You are cursed. What's the nature of a curse? What is the nature of a curse? Let's roll. We've got, that is 70. Extravagance. And 90. Danger. Extravagance and danger. Extravagant danger. Oh, I know what it is. You are cursed. You are cursed to always live a life of danger. Wherever you go, danger will follow and will go before you. Nothing new. I live a life of a hunter of undead and monsters. I know exactly how dangerous that life is. Not just for you. For those whom you travel with. Even they would be an extreme danger. Extravagant danger. Lots of it. Tons to go around. She brings danger wherever she is. Okay. Do you mean that the people that I'm friends with, or companions with, even they will experience danger? Yes. I think he turns to Amadi, says something in their language, and starts walking away. Before he does, he turns around and says, if you wish to go to the ruins, no, you may die. I would leave and go far, far away if I were you. And he turns around and walks back into the crowd, and the crowd closes around him. Amadi, I did not know that I was cursed. If I known, I would not have come back to bring danger to... He holds his hand up. It is not your fault. You are not the one that brought the curse on you. Someone else did, in some way. I don't know when I was cursed. I don't understand it. It is okay. The shaman has said that you are cleared to go to the ruins if you wish and if you desire. Thank you, Amadi. Oh, I did not say that I would let you. I have worked, my people have worked to save your life, and we do not want to see you throw it away. Amadi, I came home for a purpose, for a reason. With all due respect, I am not one of your people. I do not follow your edicts. That may be true. That may be true. I will let you go if you do something for me and for my people to repay the kindness of nursing you back to health. I suppose I don't have a choice. What do you need me to do, Amadi? I don't know. What does he need them to do? Let's roll. Let's find out. What does he want her to do? 91. Pursue. Okay, that's good. It's now. It's a verb. 17. The spiritual. Okay. Pursue the spiritual. Oh, okay. I got it. That is something that uniquely you, can do for us. My shamans tell me that there is a creature that is stalking our village at night. A creature that is spiritual in nature. And we cannot fight it, but no weapons of ours can hurt it. It has already claimed the lives of two of my village people. I need it taken care of, removed by any means necessary. Can you do it? Of course, That's what I was trained to do. I will hunt this creature, get rid of it, as a way to say thanks for your help in mending my wounds. May I go to the ruins first? Of course. Do what you must do. Okay. What else can you tell me about this creature? Let's do this. Here's D12. That's kind of the, D6. It says it happens at night, right? So D6, kind of the time in the middle of the night, from midnight until, 6 a.m. So when does it normally strike? 1 a.m. Okay. So it strikes normally at 1 a.m. Interesting. So that means that, okay. So it strikes at 1 a.m. in the middle of the night. Does it, is this creature, 50-50, is this creature unable to be in sunlight? Oh no, that's probably not good. Anyway, 50-50. 07, extreme yes. This creature cannot be in sunlight at all, not one bit. Sounds like a vampire, but they said their weapons can't hurt it. So it can't be in sunlight. It strikes at 1 o'clock in the morning. Is this creature physical? Like, does it have a physical body? 50-50. 54 is a no. It does not have a physical body. Okay, so it's some kind of spirit. It's I know what it is. It's some kind of wraith. Okay? I bet that this is like the after, yes. So after the ritual that Ginny did was completed, I think this is kind of like a leftover of the residual magic in the area kind of coalesced to create this wraith, and it's seeking souls, whatever, the life force energy of living things. It's just a creation of magic and the environment and all the woe and misery and maybe a little bit of the curse that's affecting Jem all mixed together to make this wraith creature. Interesting. So Jem's going to have to use some kind of magic to get rid of it. And she knows that. And she knows she doesn't have a magic bow or magic sword. So she'll have to find a way to get rid of it. Okay. Well, I'm going to add that to our threads. We've got a wraith in the desert wraith that is affecting Amadi's village. And they're very desperate to get rid of it. And looks like Jem came at the right time. So I think that's what I'm going to call this scene there. Amadi's allowed Jem to go and visit the ruins. It sounds like an agreement has been met where as long as Jem's house is maintained, they can have the village. And Jem's going to go to the ruins next time. And then we also got this wraith to deal with before this is all over. So, all right. Our threads have filled up again, and it's time to keep going. Jem's back at in her normal time, in her normal space, and we've got some work to do. With that said, thank you so much for watching. As always, do all the dumb YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe to this channel. Please share it if you want. Let people know that maybe if this is something you enjoy, please show them so that way they can hop on board and watch as well. The story's heating up. I told you that we're about maybe 50% of the way there. And I think this is Jem's side adventure is actually going to reveal a lot of the main story in my head, I think. Again, when it comes to these stories and how it works, it always comes down to how the dice roll, right? So, please like, subscribe, do all that dumb YouTube stuff. I hope that you'll follow along for more from Jem and Ming and all of their companions in this little adventure. So, I'm Kenneth, the Lone Dice Guy. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. God bless.